Okay, so today we're going to be talking about contract essentials, all right? All the essential components that are involved in a contract, all right? So first of all, let's talk about types of contracts. You have bilateral contract, which would be a contract that is involving two promises, and both parties are bound to perform conditions on those promises. You have a unilateral contract, a contract that's involving an exchange of a promise in return of an act by a second party. You have an option contract, which involves an offer by one party to keep an offer open exclusively to a party, one party, okay? So in all of these contracts, you have similar elements that are involved, okay? So first of all, you have an offer. Somebody presents, hey, we'd like to sell you this, or we want to offer you this job contract or this position, okay? And then the offer is usually a conditional. You have to have certain level of expertise, or you have to comply in a certain period of time, or you have certain expectations, all right? But once an offer is given, there's usually a provision that's given to the person that the offer's been given to accept the offer, all right? So the second portion is who are the parties to the contract? Who's involved? All right? Then the subject matter. So I'm wanting to recruit you, Reed Holt, to come play football at Olivet Nazarene University. Party would be Reed Holt, for example. Subject matter would be to play football at Olivet. Okay. The time and place. Okay. Well, Olivet would be the time. We're going to contract it for 1 year for the 2019-2020 season, and these are the expectations that you're going to have to comply with, okay? And we're going to pay you an X amount of money, this amount of money. So, as an example, I have here, any of you who've played sports at Olivet have signed something like this. This one happens to be made out to Minnie Mouse, but, and it's for $8,000. Minnie Mouse is worth a lot of money. But anyway, and there are certain stipulations here on the contract itself that Minnie Mouse has to adhere to. On the back, there's even a lifestyle covenant that one must sign to comply with this contract. Okay? So you have the offer, all right? You have the acceptance, okay, these are involved. And then the acceptance, I can't accept Reed Holt's scholarship if he's not the one signing it. So if he has a brother or sister that signs it, that's not going to do well. However, if he's a minor, I might have to have his parents' signature, because minors typically, when we're going to get into this, they have to know what they're signing. And if you're a minor, which most freshmen coming into college, many of them are, they have to often have their parent's signature, parent or guardian signature there with it. So, the acceptance must mirror the offer. So let's say in the case here of Minnie Mouse, I offered her $8,000 to play soccer. She can't write back on here and scratch it out and present a different offer. That would have been done through the negotiation process, not through the acceptance process. Now, obviously, if there's an error in the contract, she might mark that and send it back, but she's not signed that contract then. This contract has to be renegotiated or redone if there was an error. Okay? If the acceptance does not mirror the offer, there is a counter offer. That would be another aspect too. Minnie Mouse might say, I want $10,000, not $8,000, and she might present that in the signing itself. Okay? So power of acceptance is terminated when, okay, if the acceptance is done when one rejects the original offer, or there's a time period in which the offer automatically expires. Now, some coaches don't have a time frame on their letter of intent. I have a time frame typically that I send out to my athletes. Usually it's 30 days. And typically I just let them know that if I haven't gotten the letter of intent back in 30 days, usually I'll call them day 28, day 27, just to make sure that it's on its way. But if I haven't received it, then typically the offer is rejected or nullified, or I assume the worst. Okay? Or a certain lapse of time, which I just talked about, or perhaps in that 30-day period, the person who's making the offer, the coach or what business, finds something else that may be more attractive, or another player that may be better. So they may rescind or retract or withdraw the offer, call them up, sorry, no, we're not going to go ahead with this contract, we're going to move and do something else. All right? Or perhaps there's a death or incapacity. Maybe Minnie Mouse had a tragic car accident that now incapacitated her. She's no longer able to play soccer, and therefore the contract would be null and void at that point. Okay. So we have the offer, we have the acceptance, and we have consideration. Consideration usually involves the time period in which somebody is trying to think about the contract. Consideration is also a time period where there might be some kind of inducement or incentive or attraction to try to influence the party to sign the contract. All right? Consideration often is described as legal detriment. Consideration is an exchange of value wherein one party agrees through a bargaining process to give up or do something in return, the other party doing the same. All right? You cannot use past consideration to enforce a contract. So you can't say, well, gosh, they spent all last year chasing after me. They must really want me. Now I'm ready to sign, and they've already moved on. You can't use that past year to say, no, they've not fulfilled their end of the contract. Okay? And I'm not going to get into promissory estoppel. You can take a look at that yourself.